So today I'm going to show how to solve intermediate level rational equations. So the first equation we're going to start off with is 1/3 plus 4/5, and that is equal to x over 9. So how do we solve this? So first we could go ahead and just get x by itself and multiply the whole equation by 9. And we could also just first group the fraction, but let's go ahead and multiply both sides by 9. So we're going to end up having to multiply by 9 on both sides. And simply, x times 9 is just x. And 9 divided by 3, that is simply 3. And 9 times 6, or 9 times 4 is 36. So we have 36 over 5. So now we can go ahead and just add the two fractions that we have here together so that we get the solution to our equation. So we have to convert 3 to a fraction, and we know 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3. So we have 15 plus 36 over 5 is equal to 4151 over 5. So now we'll go ahead and verify that that indeed is our solution. So let's go ahead and verify that. So x is equal to 51 over 5. So we have 1/3 plus 4/5 is equal to 51 over 5 divided by 9. So here we are going to just group the left-hand side, and we're going to multiply 5 and 1 and 5 and 3. So we get 5 over 15 plus, and we're going to multiply 3 times 4, which is 12, and 3 times 5 at the bottom is 15. So here we're going to get 17 over 15. And that is equal to, and when we have a fraction divided by a number, it is simply going to be the fraction divided by or multiplied by the number, which is 5 times 9. So here, now we get that it is equal to 51 over 45. And just to verify this, we're going to multiply the right or the left equation by 3 to see if we do indeed get 51. So 17 times 3, that is 30 plus 21, which is 51. And 15 times 3 is 45. And that indeed does equal 51 over 45. So we see that x does indeed equal 51 divided by 5. Now, the second equation we're going to look at is y plus 4 over y, and that is equal to -5. So here, we can go ahead and multiply the entire equation by y. So now we get y squared plus 4, and that is equal to -5y. Moving -5 to the right-hand side, we get y squared plus 5y, since we are adding 5y to both sides, plus 4, and that equals 0. So now, we can go ahead and factor this, since we just have to find two numbers that multiply to 4 and add up to 5. And those numbers are x plus 1 times x plus 4, since 4 times 1 equals 4, and 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. So we get that we have x is equal to -1 and -4. Let's go ahead and verify our solutions just to make sure that we don't get any extraneous solutions. So here we have to plug in -1 into our original equation. So we're going to go ahead and have -1 plus 4 over -1, which is just -4. And that equals -5, which is indeed true. Now for -4, we're going to get -4 minus 4 divided by 4, which is 1. And since it's negative, we get -1, which does indeed equal -5. So we see that our two equations are true, and we know that -1 and -4 are solutions to our rational equation. The third example we're going to look at is a bit more difficult, but we're going to have x over x plus 1 plus 5 over x, and that is equal to 1 over x squared plus x. So we're going to go ahead and now solve this, but let's go ahead and collect groups on the left-hand side and make everything just one fraction. So here we're going to multiply x by x, where we get x squared, plus x plus 1 times 5, which is plus 5x, plus 5, all divided by x squared plus x, and that equals 1 over x squared plus x. So now we can go ahead and multiply both sides of the equation by x squared plus x. And we're just going to get a beautiful equation where everything just cancels out. We have x squared plus x just cancel out the denominator, giving us x squared plus 5x plus 5 is equal to 1. And we get the same equation we did earlier, which is plus 5x plus 4, which you know the solutions are x is equal to -1 and -4. So let's go ahead and verify our solutions as we should always do. So we're just going to have -1 and -4 as our solutions. So let's go ahead and verify that. So here we have -1 divided by 0, because -1 plus 1 equals 0. And we're going to have -5. And here we have 1 over 1 minus 0, which is 0. So we see that x cannot equal -1, since we are getting two fractions where we're dividing by 0. So we can go ahead and get -4 over -3 minus 5 over 4, and that is equal to 1 over 16 minus 4, that is 12. So now we can go ahead and see that this is just going to give us positive 4 over 3 minus 5 over 4. And multiplying the fractions together, we're going to get 16 minus 15 over 12. And here we get that this indeed does equal 1 over 12, which is our only solution in this example, since we have a discontinuity at x is equal to -1. The other example we're going to look at is y plus 3 divided by y plus 2 minus y divided by y squared minus 4. And that equals y over y plus 2. Or actually minus 2. Okay, so now here we can go ahead and see if we could factor the bottom part of y over y squared minus 4. And when we do so, we're going to get y plus 3 over y plus 2 minus y over y plus 2 times y minus 2. And that equals y divided by y minus 2. So here, we can go ahead and now multiply the entire equation by y minus 2. And here we're going to get y plus 3 times y minus 2 over y plus 2 minus y over y plus 2, and that is equal to y. Now we're going to go ahead and multiply our top part of the fraction. So we have a numerator where we have y squared plus y, since 3 minus 2 is 1, and that is equal to negative 6 divided by y plus 2 minus y plus y divided by y plus 2, and that equals y. So here, we're going to just add the fractions together, which will give us y squared minus 6 over y plus 2, and that equals y. Now we're going to multiply by y plus 2, which is going to give us y squared minus 6, and that equals y squared plus 2y. So we see that the y squared are going to cancel out since we just go ahead and subtract y squared, which is going to give us negative 6, and that which is equal to 2y, and we get that y is equal to negative 3. So let's go ahead and verify that, and we're going to see whether or not we have a discontinuity at negative 3 or not. So here we're going to plug in 3, so we have negative 3 plus 3 over negative 1 minus negative 3 divided by 5, and that equals negative 3 over negative 5. So this is going to become 0 since we have 0 over 1, and that's going to be plus 3 over 5, and that equals 3 over 5, which is indeed our solution. So we're going to look at this final example where we have this long rational equation. And what we're going to do is factor the denominator if possible. So here we have to find two numbers that multiply to negative 3 and add to negative 2. And those two numbers are x minus 3 times x plus 1. And now we see at the bottom it's just a difference of squares, which is going to give us x minus 1 times x plus 1. And that is equal to 2 divided by x minus 1 times x minus 3, since negative 1 and negative 3 make positive 3, and they both add up to negative 4. So we can go ahead and now try to get rid of the two denominators that we have on the right side. So we're going to go ahead and multiply the entire equation by x minus 3, which will simply give us 6 over x plus 1 minus x minus 3 divided by x minus 1 times x plus 1. And that equals 2 divided by x minus 1. Now we're going to go ahead and multiply by x minus 1. So we could get 2 by itself, which is going to give us 6x minus 6 divided by x plus 1 minus x minus 3 divided by x plus 1, which is equal to 2. Now we can go ahead and add the two fractions, which is going to give us 5x and 6 plus 3, which is going to give us minus 3 over x plus 1, and that equals 2. So here we can go ahead and now multiply by x plus 1, which is going to give us 5x minus 3, which is equal to 2x plus 2. So subtracting 2x, we get 3x, and adding 3 to both sides, we get 5, where we are going to get that x is equal to 5 over 3. So let's go ahead and verify that that is indeed our solution. And we're not going to use this equation to verify our solution. We're just going to use this simplified version of it. Or actually, the second one. So here we have 5x times, or 5 times 5, which is 25 over 3 minus 3 divided by 5 over 3 plus 1, which is 8 over 3. And that is going to give us 16 over 3 divided by 8 over 3, which is going to give us 16 times 3 over 3 times 8, which is 16 over 8, which indeed does give us 2. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day.